What's going on, Sky Squad? We are back in the building. We got some breaking news on this Wendy Williams thing. Let me tell you, it's not looking too good. Not looking too good. We also got to talk about Garcelle. Her co-host Adrienne Bailon is coming for Dorit for coming for Garcelle. Plus, we got some more Garcelle news, and we got to talk about this whole Nicki Minaj situation. She says she went for the jugular for not only Candace, but a couple of other people as well. So we'll get into all of that. Make sure you drop your location down in that good chatterization. Let's get into this intro. Now, first things first, right off the rip, I want to answer star 2897. That's why I like doing these lives, because I can answer things directly. Let me tell you why the countdown exists. Number one, it is something that is on YouTube for people to actually have time to actually see the notification that there's somebody going live, and for the people to actually come into the room to attend. Do you know how many people or how many times you go live and somebody catches the live at the end and be like, oh my God, I missed the live. So that's why we do that thing up in here. And again, that's why I like being able to do this thing live. I can answer questions right on the spot. So you should try it out, star 2897. What's up, y'all? In that chatterization, I want to see the location. Give me the location down in the chatterization. Also, too, for those of you guys who are new here, I don't want you to look at this just like any old regular video that you might see on Instagram. I mean, on YouTube. I definitely got some of those on my personal channel, and I got some of those on this channel too. But when we do these lives, y'all, I like to make it interactive. I like it to feel like an experience. And so that's why we do it. That's why we try to make it interactive and stuff like that. So, you know, I want you guys to enjoy it if you're watching it later, but definitely feel like you are part of the situation and the conversation when we're talking about it today. Okay, we got Cali in the building, NYC, Texas, St. Louis, Durham, North Carolina. Yes, indeed, the countdown cranks. And that's why I tried to make I wanted something exciting, something fresh. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I gave it the whole marching band feel, because I wanted it to feel like a celebration. You get pumped up while you're going through your day. You know what I'm saying? Jamaica's in the building, Brooklyn, Bay Area. I see you, baby. San Francisco, Houston in the building, New Jersey, Richmond, Virginia, 757 by way of Dallas, baby. Come on, New Jersey, Jersey in the building, Long Beach, California. Hey, thank you so much. Huntsville, Alabama's in the building. Midlothian, VA. Come on now, South Carolina, Philly, baby. We in the building. Let's go ahead and get this thing jumping right now. First things first, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Second thing I want to do is we got to talk about your girl, Garcelle. Let's get into it because your girl, Garcelle, is booked and the busy, okay? Booked and busy. She just announced the release of her new memoir, which will be out on April the 12th. She says, I'm excited for you all to get to know me and my story better. Pre-order your copy of Love Me As I Am now at the link in my bio. Thank you to People for breaking the news. And thank you to Nicole E. Smith, because this is obviously who she co-wrote the book with. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm digging the cover. I'm digging the color. I think it's different. I think it's fresh. It's exciting. And it's very much given her personality, especially as we've seen it on the show. Now, your girl Garcelle has a lot going on. She is number one. She's got the book coming out. And you know what I love? They give you a whole year, basically, almost. Well, I mean, not a year, but probably about a couple of months, you know, before you can actually get the book. Because I don't know if they try to make time to write it, or they just want those pre-sales to come in and have a big old bank when it comes down to the pre-sales. But then she also got the TV movie coming out, you know, that's being executive produced by Whoopi Goldberg. She's got the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Garcelle's star is shining, okay? And she has that support from her castmate. Oh, yes, she's got the support from her castmate. We got to get into it. Now, y'all know I got so excited about doing this show today that I actually forgot to post a little visual that I have for you. Okay, so give me 1 second while I pull it up. All right, we're about to get into it right now. Sending it over to my computer. About to pull this thing up right now. Give me some time. I want to show you what Adrienne Bailon had to say to your girl Dorit as a result of seeing the trailer for the reunion for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Because you know, we got Dorit screaming at the top of her lungs at Garcelle to let her finish. And y'all know Dorit, if you watch that show, can talk for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on end without letting a person get a word in edgewise. But Adrienne Bailon, she was not here for that this day, okay? She says, oh, I shouldn't watch that. Basically talking about the reunion trailer. She says, tell Dorit to pipe down. Who does she think she's talking to? Now I want to throw some bows, and it's 8:22 in the morning. I'm choosing chaos today after watching this doggone clip. I'm pissed. Then she says, this show will end up sending my butt to Bad Girls Club or jail. You better than me, dead A. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. When I saw that situation, I was feeling the same way. I mean, I'm like, you know, and I understand with Garcelle being the only Black woman on the show, you know, we in the community, we're going to be like a little bit extra protective because Garcelle, you know, while I'm sure she could give it to the girls, she is also very sweet, very diplomatic. She might, you know, throw a little shade here and there, get a little jab in like this. But by and large, I kind of feel like Garcelle is more of on the harmless side than anything else. So, and at the end of the day, when we see somebody unnecessarily come for Garcelle, it just feels like we take it on, or at least I do. I take it on personally. You know what I'm saying? It just, you know, it just makes me feel a certain type of way when I see on the trailer Dorit screaming at the top of her lungs at Garcelle. You better talk to Mama Garcelle in a proper manner, okay? You better talk to her in a proper manner, and especially because you know Garcelle ain't up on stage yelling at nobody else. Garcelle about these jobs, okay? She about these jobs, and we don't appreciate when we get those reactions from some of these other ladies that seem like they got it out for her. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to talk about that for just 1 second because, you know, we don't talk a lot about Beverly Hills, but when we do, we get riled up about it, okay? So there's that. So let's talk about Wendy, okay? Now, I actually had to change the thumbnail on this video because right before I was about to go live, I actually had saw this come across the headlines because it was on the Instagram page. So let's take it on over to the gram. Let's take it on over to the gram right now. So here we go. Now I'm gonna read y'all first what it says, and then we're gonna read the caption, okay? Now, let me make sure I ain't missed nothing in the chat. We got a super chat from JMW who says, I love Garcelle. The best thing about these shows is to brand yourself. Boom, baby. Boom. That's how you do it. That's how you take that check and you extend it, okay? And then it takes on a life of its own. Thank you for that super chat. All right, so let's get into the Wendy Williams of it all. So the post reads, and this just came out about 25 minutes ago. Wendy Williams will start airing originals on Monday, October 18th, with an exciting lineup of guest hosts and panels to be announced shortly. Now, I said this back when it was first announced that she was, you know, not doing too well or whatever, or at least when we got the news. I said it. I said it would seem better to me if you want to give it a date. Let's give it a date with panels, because you cannot put a timeline on someone, whether they get the panorama or whether they get some other type of issue that would prevent them from working. You cannot put a time stamp or a date on their return to work, because in this day and age, with the specific issues that she could be dealing with, that we know she's dealing with, and that have been reported that she's dealing with, at the end of the day, how you gonna put a date on that for her to return? No, give this woman some time. Anyway, to move on, it says this: Wendy continues to be under medical supervision and meets with her medical team on a daily basis. She is making progress, but is experiencing serious complications as a direct result of Graves' disease and her thyroid condition. It has been determined that more time is needed before she is able to return to her live hosting duties. Now, I'm gonna say this. You know, at one point in time, it was the panorama. Now it's the graves, and now and the thyroid. Now we again know that the graves and the thyroid had already been previous issues. But again, if I'm the PR person in in this instance, the only thing I'm gonna say is this. You know, Wendy is still, you know, recovering from everything that she's going through, and she will return when we feel and she feels that she is good and doggone ready. Now, you could paraphrase it a little bit better than that, I'm sure, but at the end of the day, that's the gist of what I would say. Versus pointing these specific issues out, this, that, and the third, and then, you know, at one point in time, it's the panorama. Now it's the graves and the thyroid, and you know, maybe it all could have worked together. I don't know, but just stop giving us those little details. If you, for real, I would rather hear this coming from her herself. You know, whatever the story is going to be, let us hear it from her herself. But in terms of these little releases, I just feel like don't keep giving us these little breadcrumbs or whatever. But let me continue. It says Wendy is a valued and stalwart member of the Detmar Mercury family and has been so for 12 years. We want her health to be top priority. Now, I'm going to read between the lines here, and I'm going to say this. You know, there had been a report and there have been questions about, you know, whether or not she would be replaced. You know, people were talking about Nick Cannon potentially replacing her. I wasn't able to really talk about it because I think this came out when I was in LA, and there was just other stories that I needed to focus on first. But I think that's probably why they made that statement that Wendy is a valued and stalwart member of the Detmar Mercury family, because they want to indicate that she ain't going nowhere. That's my thought about that. Brandon says, I think it's time for the producers to bow out gracefully. The Wendy Williams show is over. Brandon Gant with the super chat. Thank you so much. I hope it's not over because I still love me some Wendy. You know what I'm saying? I love me some Wendy, but I mean, I want her to be her best self, and whatever needs to happen in order for her to get to that point, I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? Because her health has to come first. And then the statement says, as soon as she's ready, she will be back to her treasured purple chair. We very much appreciate the respect for Wendy's privacy, as well as all the good wishes from her fans, station partners, and advertisers. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, it was interesting that they addressed the advertisers, the station partners, and such. At the end of the day, the only thing that we can do is honestly, you know, send prayers Wendy's way. And we analyze the statement because I just feel like it's frustrating because as a team, I would just handle the situation differently. You know, there's nothing wrong with the fact that, as I stated before, they come back with a panel of live, you know, of experts or, you know, pop culture enthusiasts or what have you. We've been there and done that before, so we are familiar with that. But again, these continued statements about what it is that she's going through or whatnot, when, you know, we don't necessarily always believe everything that they're saying. I just kind of feel like just don't leave that part out of it. Just let us know what the game plan is so we can get excited about the game plan, and then we'll keep it moving. Let me know who y'all want to see sitting on those panels, though. What experts do y'all want to see? I am sure there will be a mixture of people that she's had on panels before, the Bevy Smiths. I cannot remember some of those other people's names right off the top of my head right now, but I'm sure it'll be some of those. But if you guys know of some people that you feel like you would like to see, you know, kind of sit in on the panel, write them down in the chat down below. Somebody, JD says Tamar. Okay. For me, I would love to see a Nene. Absolutely. Somebody said Nene in the chat. Angela said Nene in the chat. I think that would be very, very interesting to see Nene in that spot. Who else? Keke Palmer. Okay. Now that's Keke is good. Keke is very good. Trina says Tamar, Nene, Don Lemon. That would be very interesting. Beverly said Richie and Dineva. Oh, side note, shout out to Q Funky Dineva. If you know, follow him on Instagram. He lost Buddy. That was so sad. You know, just sending some prayers and shout outs to them. Sherry Shepard. Karamo Brown. Yes, he would be good. He would be good. Not to let me say this, and I appreciate y'all saying that. I really honestly enjoy just doing my conversations with y'all here. I think that this provides me a lot more flexibility. Having worked in news, I understand what kind of goes along with it on a day-to-day basis. I would not rule out a return to TV in any way, shape, or form. I just feel like right now, where I'm at in my life, I prefer freedom. And this offers me all the freedom that I enjoy, but still I can touch, and I feel like I can touch y'all and talk to y'all on a day-to-day basis. And that to me means actually more than talking through the screen. So I appreciate it though. Oh, somebody said Claudia. Regina said Nick Cannon. Well, you know, Nick Cannon got his own show. Kendall, Jason Lee. I'm sure Jason will be a part of it because Jason is typically a guest. I mean, a commentator on there as well. So I'm sure we'll see that. Tasha K, Ebony K. Williams. Okay, that would be good. Ebony K. Williams would be really, really good. Dr. Wendy Acefo. Okay, that could be something. Monique says, don't limit yourself. You have it to do TV and you are likable. Oh, well, thank you, Monique. You're right. I guess I shouldn't. I just, you know, I have such a, I feel like I have such a simple life. And, you know, I would be nervous about interrupting the flow of my simple life, you know? Natty Spencer, thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, Nick Cannon has his own show. Tammy Roman, Kendall, Nene Bevy Smith, that would be good. Who else? Dr. Imani. Now, that could be interesting as well. Nika says a panel show with Jason Lee, Funky Dineva, Dr. Heavenly, and Claudia Jordan. That would be good. Oh, somebody said Terrence J. Sherelle World. See, Logan said Jackie Christie. Yes. Come on now. You know, it's fun to see who you guys think would be. I need to check out Michelle Williams' podcast. It's interesting to see who you guys think would be good in that spot. I really think that you know, it's interesting. Again, we wish Wendy well. We wish her the best. And I think for me, most importantly, as long as she is okay, I will take my Wendy, even if she was just making Instagram posts. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how much I just enjoy her. She has really provided the blueprint for so many of us, you know, in this field, especially within news and radio and stuff like that. You know, it's just being a Black woman and a Black person in that space allows so many of us to be able to see ourselves in those types of spaces, to see myself working in news, to see myself doing this, that, and the third, and owning my own stuff. So, you know, we're just going to hope for the best for her and pray for her and wish her well, you know? With that being said, y'all, let's get into the Nicki of it all. Now, I know a lot of you guys may have seen this yesterday because it did pop off online yesterday afternoon, especially, well, East Coast time anyway. And, you know, Nicki Minaj hosting the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, or at least a section of it, right? And I know a lot of you guys are split down the middle about how you feel about Nicki Minaj and, you know, whether or not she should be participating with Bravo or not. And, you know, some people are fans of Nicki, some people aren't. But we want to get into exactly what she had to say, because there had been some speculation earlier on that she had come hard at Candace. And we even had Mia sort of reacting to a post that had come out, or a couple of articles that had come out in a couple of different publications, talking about how Nicki came hard for Candace Dillard at the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. It was an epic moment. And so Mia reposted this and said, "Welp." So we know that, of course, since she was there, she would know. But we're going to get into exactly, you know, what Nicki had to say about it. And we're going to get into that right now.
The reunion. The Housewives reunion, all I will say about that is if you haven't been binge watching the season, go and binge watch it, because listen, it's gonna be like, it's one for the books. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not saying that. It is iconic. You're gonna love it. The women, to me, were also very charming in person. I could see why they got chosen, to be on the show. I saw something said that I went hard on Candace.
Here we go.
Yes, I think I went hard on everybody equally. Like, they're tough girls on that show. So they were, I normally know who I can, be like that with, and I could tell that they were tough enough to allow me to be tough with them. So I think I kind of went for the jugular with everyone. Not in a bad way, not in a mean way, just in a way that I was like, y'all, if I go back without getting, asking the real shit that my fans want to know, they're going to look at me like I'm crazy. They're going to be like, bitch, why you went up there if you wasn't really going to get into some things? So I had to get into some things. All right, so now I'm about to see how I'm going to get Miss Jessie on here. But yes, you guys are going to be thoroughly entertained, and that's all I will say about that. Hi, Andy. Oh, hi, Andy. And Andy was so sweet and so gracious. I told Andy that.
Do y'all like hearing people chew on ice? I don't know why. I think it's because, and this is so random, I loves me some ASMR. So when people is chewing ice, I don't know why it is like music to my ears. I'm sorry. I totally went down a rabbit hole.
He gave me something that I was able to check off of my bucket list. And a lot of times people don't understand that, like, sometimes they think if you are successful in one area that you don't get excited about things. But this is something that I really got excited about, and it lived up to my expectations in all the good ways. And yeah, I would do it again. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And seeing the girls up close, like in person. It was, one of the girls was kind of staring at me a lot. I could tell that she was kind of like, cause
I wonder who y'all think was staring at her a lot, trying to see because you know how like it is when you see somebody that you have been watching or that you might be a fan of or that you just kind of see on social media, and then you see them in person and you be like, oh, well, you really do look like you look on the Instagram. It ain't just the filters. Or like, oh, you don't look nothing like I thought you looked. You know what I'm saying? I wonder who she was talking about. I, for some reason, was thinking she was talking about Giselle. I don't know why. And this ain't no shade to Giselle, but I could just see Giselle being the type that would kind of give somebody that once over like, okay, I see that you really do look exactly like you said you look. Okay, I can see Giselle doing that. I don't know why. Tini said Mia or Robin. I don't know why that is. Anyway.
You know what? A lot of times when people see me in person, and I'm not trying to be funny, y'all, not to toot my own horn, toot, but people be thinking that I'm like super retouched on the internet, and that when they see me in person, that I'ma just look like a real mess. And a lot of times when I see people in person, they be like, oh, okay, you don't look bad in person, okay. Yeah.
Jesse needs to comment.
Love you very much.
All right, y'all. So there we have it. Nicki Minaj apparently coming for everybody's next at the reunion. Okay. Now, this is what I will say about that situation with her hosting the reunion. if she is going, if they're going to have her there, which I think is, she did mention it earlier in the, about a month or so ago, however long it was ago, we talked about it. And if she did throw her hat in the ring to do it and they made it happen, she needed to come correct with the questions, because I just feel like otherwise ain't no need to have her there just to pop up and ask some softball questions. No, that's not what we want. Not for the reunion. So yeah, we wanted her to come do her thing. I mean, ask the real questions. I mean, because if you're a fan of the show, and as she says that she is, we want her to really get into the things that we want to know about. So to me, okay, this is it. Like, let's do it. Come for the jugulars. But I get it. Hopefully she did it in a way that was tasteful or whatever. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Now, my guess is for this situation that we'll probably see her, in the last half of the reunion or something like that. I don't really know how they're going to break it up, but I guess we'll see. It's something to look forward to. I'm not looking forward to it so much, mostly because it will mean that it's the end of Potomac for the season. And I feel like I need this season to go on just a little bit longer, okay? Now, just to follow that up, we have Candace with a little bit of tea on the reunion as well. Hold on. Hopefully I can play it. These things don't ever work for me. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to make the audio work. We're going to get it, though. We're going to get it. All right, hold on. Let's pull it back up now. See, when it's live, you don't know what's about to happen up in here. You don't know what's about to happen.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away, but it was an epic moment. It was really crazy. So much fun. Really exciting. Really exciting. The best reunion. Not even just Nicki coming. It was a good reunion. We fussed and cussed and carried on, and some interesting stuff, like some interesting interactions. What did you say? Give it away. We all. I'm not trying to get fired. I ain't trying to get fired on my day off. It is Friday, so I ain't trying to get fired. Yeah. I don't want to give anything away, but.
So, I mean, she said some interesting interactions happened. I wonder if this is alluding to maybe what we've been hearing about her and, Ashley potentially making up. Again, I think that would be amazing because, Lord, this beef has gone around the world, and okay? I'm tired of it, all right? So, yes, y'all, this is the news for today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. We had a couple of hiccups with the technology, but we made it through. And, again, I like this live format that we've been doing here recently because it does give us the opportunity to chat with each other, and I can see y'all comments, and I can answer some things too. And I try not to be, I'm not trying to be too shady when I respond to something, that y'all might not like that I'm doing. But I also try to be transparent about little things that I like that y'all might not like either, like the chewing of the ice, Some people may like it, some people may not. Eve says, off topic a little, would you consider doing your own reunion review as a collab with another YouTuber, Kim Power or Sherelle's World, or maybe even Up and Adam? Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, first of all, let me say this. I love other YouTubers. I mean, in general, because I understand what it means to do this work and how much energy and effort goes into it. And so I always appreciate, any of these, other great, amazing, talented, content creators out there. I generally haven't been doing a lot of collaborating. mostly because of some other business ventures that I am developing outside of YouTube, and also focusing on creating content for my personal channel that is a bit more motivational. Just like we did put out this video right here earlier today on the personal channel, which is linked down in the description down below. But so it's sometimes preventative for me to reach out and try to schedule these types of things. But I do admire each of their works, and hopefully in the future we can make it happen. Up and Adam from Up and Adam, we had just already had these conversations about doing it from last year. And what I will tell you guys about Adam is he is more organized than I am. So he's just on top of it, on top of things behind the scenes in a way that I'm just kind of like a lot more relaxed about. So, you know, that's why it's really easy for me to collaborate him, because he is strong in an area where I am not. So that's how we kind of continue to work. I was doing all about the tea on Mondays, but as you guys may know, it was just hard for me to continue to do that, because what I'm doing is I'm talking about the same subject twice, which becomes kind of difficult. Also, it is, again, I'm trying to do other things outside of YouTube that are just taking up a lot of time. Although I do need to check in on Monica, see how she's doing. But, you know, that's just that with that. And that's why I haven't been able to really schedule much time to do much collaborating. So that's pretty much it. So thank you for asking, and thank you for the super chat. Y'all know, as I always say, I have love for everybody out there, and if I could collaborate more, I definitely would. Devin says they have made up several times. Bottom line, they don't like each other. Oh, Ashley and Candace, yeah, I agree with you, Devin. Thank you so much for that super chat. All right, y'all. So that's it for today's video. I'm gonna go and get myself some lunch. You guys take care of yourselves. Remember that I love you. If nobody's told you that today, you know what I'm saying? Y'all tell somebody else that you love them. Can I go on a little rant for y'all real quick? I was having a conversation on, oh, thank you so much, TD. I find that it's less chaotic. And while I typically like chaos and confusion on my shows, I feel like this background is a lot more peaceful. Okay, so I was having a conversation on Sunday at brunch, and we were talking about, you know, whether or not our parents tell us or told us that tell us that they love us. And, you know, in my mind, and I think because that is how I've always operated, I just assume that everybody hears it, right? But in having those conversations with friends and friends and family, I kind of learned not everybody is in a space, or not everybody grew up that same way where they heard that. It may not be anything wrong with it, but, you know, because people's parents show love, and people in general show love in different ways. And it's sometimes words of affirmation are just not people's love language. As you guys can see, it is mine. And this is totally off subject, but, you know, so one of the reasons why I like to say it on here to you guys is because not everybody gets to hear it all the time, and it's not normalized for a lot of people. And for me personally, I would just like to normalize people being able to say, you know, to other people that you love them or that you appreciate them, because life is so short. And I just feel like the more people get comfortable with saying those types of things, the more we can actually begin to show genuine appreciation for each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's really kind of a little bit of behind the scenes about why I say that, or why I like to communicate that with y'all, and why I hope that somebody takes it and they start to normalize it in their day-to-day life. Even if it's just one person, I feel like that's enough for me, because that one person will say it to somebody else. So that's it. Positive vibes. Y'all know how we do it over here. Side note, I'm happy that you didn't get caught up with all about the tea early issue earlier this year. I love you a lot. Keep doing your thing. Yeah, I thought that I hated to hear about what was going on with everybody over there. And the only thing I could do is wish everybody, you know, love and happiness and success, because I just feel like, again, I've just happened to learn that life is so short, and, you know, there's no room or no time for, you know, any malice or anything like that. So, you know, I wish them all the best of luck and success. And, you know, Monica has always been behind the scenes, specifically for me, somebody that has reached out, will always, she knows about some, you know, family stuff that I have going on. And it has just been a relief to have that kind of support and, you know, behind the scenes. So that's that on that, you know. But yeah, anyway, want to say love y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay positive, stay uplifted. And y'all know we're going to be back tomorrow. Y'all know we're going to be back tomorrow. Make it do what it do. And I will catch you guys in the next video.